I've been using the iPhone 15 Pro Max for the last 10 months. And this is a very good iPhone. It's almost the perfect iPhone. But there are some things that I would like to see improved. And the upcoming iPhone 16 Pro Max, I do believe that Apple needs to improve on some areas. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss which things I would like to see improved on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max and what's the probability of that happening. So if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. This is my iPhone 16 Pro Max wish list. Let's get started. This is a very good iPhone. But again, there are some things that I would like to see improved, especially on the USB-C port. Yes, I love the USB-C port. It's great, but I would like to see a new way to transfer files, a new app to transfer files from the iPhone to the computer. Because it's not easy. If you plug in your USB-C port to your Mac, transferring footage now is faster than it was before with the Lightning port. But you gotta do it through the synchronization tool on Finder. You gotta do it through Final Cut Pro. And all of these methods are very clunky, not easy to use. So, an easier way to connect your iPhone to your computer and transfer files via the USB-C port would be very appreciated. Yes, we now got the tools, we now got the transfer speeds, we now got the ports, we just need the right software. This is not specific to the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, but Apple could take this launch of the iPhone 16 to launch this new tool for the new iPhones. So, yes, do not software lock it, but make it new on the iPhone 16 Pro. The second part is obviously on the cameras. I would like to see an even better ultra-wide camera. Yes, according to leaks, we are getting a new 40 megapixel ultra-wide camera. But this is one of my main problems with the iPhone 15 Pro Max camera, is the disparity between the wide lens and the ultra-wide lens. The wide lens is great. The 40 megapixel sensor takes amazing video and photos. But the 12 megapixel ultra-wide is not because of the megapixels, but because of the aperture, the size of the sensor takes worse video, but especially low light photography and video. So getting an even better and sharper ultra-wide lens would make it even better to actually use both lenses on the same context. If I'm filming a video, I want to zoom out between the wide and the ultra-wide. I won't like to have this disparity between these two cameras. Making it almost unnoticeable will be the best compliment that I can give to the iPhone 16 Pro. So I hope with the new ultra-wide lens with a 40 megapixel sensor on the rumored iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max can match this wish list. So yes, maybe a new ultra-wide lens will solve the issue, but please Apple, make it even better with the low light photography. Obviously, this enters the realm of the size of the sensors. Obviously, I want to have even bigger sensors with even more natural bokeh on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. But I do believe that that's a little bit more of wish list thinking because, again, there's the limit for the size of the sensor you can put on this very small iPhone. You cannot put a DSLR size sensor for these lenses on an iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max or even an iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. It's not possible. So I would like to see bigger sensors obviously on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max that can create more natural bokeh, which I love in the videos. But I do believe that the current iPhone 15 Pro Max has incredible video quality, especially with the log capabilities. So Apple has taken a huge step, in my opinion, creating the Final Cut Pro app for the iPhone, so the Pro Camera app for the iPhone, for me to enable me to take more videos. But I would like to see even more codecs, even more versatility when filming videos. Currently, ProRes Log is the only option on the native app for Apple. If you use Blackmagic camera app, you can use whatever codec you want and create log footage, which is H.264, H.265. But currently, on Apple's native app, you can only use ProRes Log, which takes lots and lots of space. Kind of a huge issue. But if you love filming ProRes Log, my next request is for you. I would like to see an even bigger storage iPhone on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. Yes, I don't even buy the biggest storage. I have the 256GB model. But I do know there's lots of people that like to film videos, especially ProRes video, on their iPhone. And having a 2TB now is not enough. They need a 4, an 8TB option for the iPhone 15 Pro Max so they can store all of that footage on their iPhone. Do not carry around these stupid SSDs that just take lots and lots of space. I mean, you can carry around a T7 Shield with you, but why would you carry around a T7 Shield on the back of your iPhone like this when you can simply buy more storage, 8 terabytes, and use your iPhone like it was intended to. So yes, getting even more storage on the iPhone 16 Pro Max would be one of my biggest requests. Of course, you would have to pay more, but make it affordable, Apple. Do not make it like $1,000 more. Does not make any sense. Tiny upgrade storage for you is cheap. Do not make this stupidly expensive for us, please. Another request I would like to have for Apple that I know won't be met, but I will put it here in anyway, is one more telephoto lens. But currently we have a wide lens, an ultra-wide lens, and a 5x telephoto. I would like to see at least a 70mm equivalent or 80mm equivalent telephoto here. So the same telephoto present on the iPhone 15 Pro, I would like to see present here. Then push out the 120mm, maybe 250mm on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and that's it. You have a very complete focal length equivalent prime lens set. Currently we have a 24, we have a 12 or 11, and then we have 120 on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. On the iPhone 15 Pro you have a 24, you have a 12 or 13, I'm not sure, it's the same of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and then you have a 77 equivalent. So you have to choose between 77 and 120, but between these two focal lenses, it's all digital zoom. I would like to see a medium between these two lenses. So create a 77, create a 120, put them on the same phone. This would mean we would have 4 lenses instead of 3 on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But it's a big request of mine. I've used the Samsung S24 Ultra in February when it came out, and I loved it because having 2 lenses for both focal lengths is great. The image quality is simply best. Okay, I know that it's kind of strange having this very small difference between both focal lenses, so I know that you can take more with digital zoom, is cheaper to make, and at the end of the day most people won't notice the digital zoom, but for me, a photographer, I would like to have that. Of course, you could also create an even bigger telephoto. Instead of the 5x, put a 10x, and then put a 5x or a 3x between. But yeah, I would like to see even more telephoto focal lenses. The 13 is okay, the 24 is also okay. On the lower end we are okay, we have the 13mm, the 24mm, the 28mm, the 35mm, and the 40mm. Of course, all of these are simply crops on the 40 megapixel sensor, but they work great. I cannot notice the difference between the quality, so that's fine for me. But on the higher end of the focal lenses, we only have one option, either for the iPhone 15 Pro Max 120mm and for the 15 Pro the 77. So on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I would like to see more telephoto lenses with more focal lenses available. Another big request of mine is the cooling on these iPhones. Yes, when I'm filming video, when I'm taking photos outside, when I'm hotspotting data from my phone, these phones get extremely hot, uncomfortably hot, to the point that sometimes they shut down. Okay, I understand that running a fanless iPhone, it's very difficult whenever you have these very powerful CPUs inside. But creating more technologies to actually dissipate this issue, literally, it's not difficult. Samsung has been using the vapor chamber technology on their phones for a while now, and I do believe that Apple could use that technology on their iPhones, because these do get hot. In the beginning, there was issues that these iPhones would overheat. It's not overheating that I'm talking about. It's getting hot, extremely hot outside. And I know it's difficult because outside, 35 degrees outside Celsius makes this phone extremely hot, and it's difficult to combat that. But you have better cooling technologies. I don't know, I'm not an engineer at Apple. I'm an engineer, but not at Apple. And I'd like to see that solution. As vapor chambers, maybe. Use better dissipating materials on the inside. Maybe. A copper chain technology. Maybe. All of these technologies have been rumored for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But currently, there are some doubts that Apple will make it. I would like to see them try. I would like to see them create an even better cooling system that allows me to use my iPhone in extreme conditions for longer. Because currently in the summer, I like to go out to the beach, film some videos, or even film some car reviews with this phone straight up on the sun, and it's difficult. Or even share some data to my friends in the beach. Difficult. This phone overheats, not because of the phone itself, but because of the external conditions outside, the weather. It's difficult for phones like these, no fans, no fan computers deal with this. But Apple create new innovative cooling technologies to make these iPhones cooler, so I can use them in more extreme conditions. As for the materials used on the next iPhone, the iPhone 16 Pro Max should use the same materials as the iPhone 15 Pro Max. One big request of mine is that you release again this natural titanium color. Please do not remove it. I love it. I think it looks great. my favorite color ever by far on an iPhone, and I wish I could always have this natural titanium option for my next iPhones. So one of my big requests is, not difficult, just keep this same color. As for the screens, I don't have that much thing to say. I do love this 2008 OLED display. I mean, it's 120 Hz, it's OLED. I would like to see them use the newer technology on the iPad Pros. Make it even better, make it even more reliable. Of course, using the dual stack OLED display used on the M4 iPad Pros on the iPhone 16 Pro Max should be a must, because again, that's the best technology available for OLED displays. Makes it more reliable, especially to burn in, and makes it even better. So it combats the compromises that OLED displays do have and takes it closer, one step closer to the dream of having the best display possible on the iPhone. So released this dual stacked OLED technology present on the M4 iPad Pros on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I'll be happy. One thing that I hope to see added for the iPhone 16 Pro Max that currently is not available is an external battery pack. Yes, I want a native external battery pack for my iPhone, like a battery case, whatever. Apple had the smart battery pack, but they removed it whenever they launched the USB-C. I want to see that come back on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So yes, release that new accessory, because sometimes when I'm shooting my videos for my channel, I want to use my iPhone and the battery is kind of low, and then with the heat, it drains faster. I would like to have a very sleek, native battery pack for the iPhone. I know there's third-party accessories, but they are always clunky, they not always work great. Apple's native solutions are always better. They are expensive, yes, but they work flawlessly. So I would like to see a newer generation of smart battery pack for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Again, they will make the batteries bigger according to rumors, they will make the battery life better. But there's always that need for better battery life. So releasing a native battery pack for the iPhone, it would be great. I don't know, a case, a smart battery pack like you did before, just release one and I'll be happy. So let me know in the comments below which is your wish list, which things you would like to see added to the iPhone 16 Pro Max that are currently missing on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. For me, mainly again, is the new telephoto lens, which is very important for me, a native battery pack, but mainly a newer cooling solution to use on the iPhones so they don't get as hot when filming in extreme conditions. Yes, this is difficult. Apple, you can do it, release it, and I'll be very happy. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.